I think this could be the perfect start to my Lego city. I'm super excited to share it with you. I've been doing Lego for a long time now, and I feel like the next step in my journey is starting a Lego city. So I'm super excited to have this be my first set. Because really, what town is complete without a French cafe? First, we're gonna rate the set and then review and then some final thoughts at the end, and then you'll be on your way to the next video. Let's get into it. I do my ratings on a number of metrics to help you figure out if this set is right for you. Skill 6 out of 10. This is a relatively easy build. The last 2 bags for me were a little rough. I was really tired though, so that's why. But overall, pretty easy. Aesthetics 9 out of 10. This feels like a real French cafe anywhere in the world but France. Durability 7 out of 10. Some small pieces will break off with minimal force. However, this holds up totally fine for normal handling. Value 9 out of 10. This is my most subjective rating because it actually has a metric behind it. To be able to compare sets like this to sets like this or sets like that one, I break it down to price per unit, aka price per brick. Normally they range from about 6 to 12 cents. This one costs $79.99 and is 1,101 pieces, making it have a price per brick of 7 cents, which is pretty dang good. This makes sense because it probably doesn't have any licensing issues, and I've noticed a lot of the Lego City and Lego City adjacent ones generally have a pretty good price per brick. Time 7 out of 10. This took me 2 hours and 44 minutes, which was about 400 pieces per hour, which is okay, but I know I took about like 10 to 15 minutes when I had the mistakes, so I bumped up the score a little bit to compensate for that. Versatility 8 out of 10. This is a new metric for me that I want to use with Lego City and Lego City adjacent pieces. Essentially, it's how well I think this could go in most Lego cities. While there are all sorts of different sets and types of cities that are built, I wanted to have a rating that would judge how well one would go into most city types. I gave this an 8 out of 10 because the concept of having a cafe in a city is not hard to adopt, and this is a pretty common type of establishment. However, it's not necessary to have a French cafe. Also, it's kind of short and has this as a backside, so it could be a little hard to justify where to put this in a city. Overall A tier. Personally, I feel like this could be a B tier set. It's a tad specific and it's nothing too crazy special. It is cool, but not special. However, I put it in A because the metrics that I have it rated so well in, so it's kind of hard to not put it in A. Feel like this one's a tad of a teeter-totterer though. But let's talk about it. The French cafe is 9 bags and there's not really a clear separation between sections of the build. I was really surprised how quick it felt like the bags were going. With this one, especially considering this is over 1,000 pieces. Besides the last 2 bags, these all took me about 13 to 16 minutes, including the time it took me to sort pieces. Bag 8 was a bit long because I think I made a mistake or something, but to be honest, I'm not sure what it was. Once I took a good amount of it apart and tried to rebuild it, it just worked. It's obviously user error. The last bag was about 22 minutes. I was going a bit slow because I was trying to make sure I didn't have the same issue again. I'll admit I was pretty tired and I had been building a lot for a trip. Since I started posting videos in November, I think I've only missed a posting like once or twice. So if I go out of town, I do my best to work myself ahead. I think this was like at 10 p.m., but I had not been sleeping super well. This is a really roundabout way of saying that this probably won't happen to you. This part we are on is the base building for the whole cafe. I really liked this cobblestone tile pattern we make for the sidewalk. I forgot to mention this earlier, but I wasn't really sure how to factor that into the versatility score. I'm unsure of how that would look next to a different building with a totally different sidewalk, so I left that factor out of the rating. Also, with the smooth black border around the set, I wasn't sure how that would be able to be converted, so maybe this is all a waste of calling this the start of my Lego city, which would be a huge bummer. I did see, as of the day of posting, there's a massive double point sale going on a bunch of sets, but also Lego City. So if you are building your own Lego city, you'll be able to get double points on things like street plates, which I don't really recall seeing much. I will say this building is not 360 degrees, but because it's short, it kind of just works. Like, this is one you would either have to finish the back to, or like New York City, just butt it up against another building. I guess also depending on the space you have to display, it could go against the back edge too. I've seen some Lego cities where you can fully walk around and some that back against a wall, so it really depends on the setup you're going for. I'm probably gonna end up with a small thing just for now. It doesn't look like this on camera, but off camera, my room is really small. Plus, I have to leave room for stuff like my filming equipment, so I'll probably just start with another IKEA table the same size as this one. Also, since filming this, I got another Lego City piece and I built it off camera, so I'll show it at the end, but this one, in my opinion, has a lower versatility score. I think it would be helpful to show 2 sets with different versatility scores. That's not why I got the other set though. I just thought it was cute. I really love the use of colors with this set. Personally, I feel like the colors of the set really make it have that Parisian feel, albeit I don't think this short of a building could exist in Paris unless it was in a park or something. You really don't notice how bright green the windows are in the final product, and none of the colors really scream, which is nice. Again, it's got a very French feel to it. Normally, I feel like the use of the gray, tan, and white and greens really reminds me of Lego Star Wars colors, but this set does a good job of not reminding me of those sets at all. Even though when I hold it up to Grogu and the hover pram, it has the same main colors. Here we are entering the part of the build that I got really messed up on. I really doubt this will happen to you. Some of the set looked a bit mid until these last two bags. All the details that make this set look good are here. So if you've been looking at the build so far and thinking, I don't get this at all, let it go for a second and you'll get it. I also think this set is a great case study on how all the small detail Lego adds in is really what sets them apart. Like, look at how much just half of this bag really transformed the set. Now, it's not actually a cafe, but it's giving French cafe. These ornate details are incredible, and I'd love to have the brain just to be able to design stuff like this, but alas, I don't, and I'm just lucky to be able to build so much. I really like the build of the table and chairs with this set. Kind of thinking out loud, this also might have been a weird factor in the Lego City. I'm like 90% sure that the scale of the tables and chairs won't work with the minifigs. I'll test that out in a second, so we might need to lower the versatility score if the minifigs look odd on the set. I'm sure there's a way to swap tables and chairs, but I kind of feel like that's a big part of the build to need to modify to make it work, and like every Lego city has minifigs. Okay, I'm sure not every Lego city, but I would put my money on that 99% of them do. Okay, so I do want to test it. This is like the closest minifig I have, easily accessible to me right now. Sitting at the table, it kind of makes him look like he's sitting on a high top, so I feel like it works this way. However, I have a funny feeling this is the issue. Standing next to it, it's hitting like mid-chest height, which does not work. That's a little bit too high, and then if he was to be standing like over off to the side, the whole thing looks like it's way too high up for him. I do have a Lego Friends, which I know kind of look a little bit taller, so like, and yeah, that looks like a lot better sitting next to it, but I don't really like the Lego Friends minifigs. It's kind of a hot take. When I tell you I'm super bummed about that, like, I'm so bummed. I just was looking at it and I realized, wait a minute, that looks too tall. That blows. I'm gonna change the versatility score because I feel like that's a lot of the patio to be changing to make this work. So that is a huge bummer. I'm also gonna throw it in B tier because that's too low of a metric to have anything in A tier. I built this one with my sister. I was visiting my sister and she got really into Lego lately, so you know I'm gonna take advantage of that. And I built this one with her. I did this after the French Cafe though, so this actually might end up being my first real Lego City piece, which is kind of funny. This minifig doesn't go here, by the way. She's supposed to be buying stuff from here, but I don't have like the spot to put it yet. I'll get it soon. Anywho, we have this donut food truck. I think it's really cute. It does have like a little espresso machine and stuff. However, I do feel like this isn't maybe the best concept for a food truck. It was gonna be a different end of the versatility score, but honestly, I think this one's actually like a 6 out of 10. Normal donut shop would probably be a little bit better. However, this is like 20 bucks, so it's really easy to justify for adding into a Lego City. I think if you had like a taco food truck, that would do a lot better. Obviously, I grew up in SoCal. I'm so used to seeing taco food trucks. I think that this is like a great and easy little thing to stick into any Lego city. It's a really easy one because it's a food truck just to leave on a city and not take up too much spot. So yeah, but a taco truck would have been cooler. I like the pink sprinkled donuts, so that's like a me specific thing. If that last one doesn't work out for Lego City, I guess this is my first Lego City piece. Okay, so let me get into my final thoughts on this so I can let you go. Overall, this is a good build and it's a good value. I'm not sure if this is gonna work for the Lego City concept, but I will try my darndest, so I'm gonna still try to do it. I do think this looks cute, even if you're not using it for Lego City. I probably wouldn't have bought in it if it wasn't for the Lego City thing because I really want to get that going. However, like, I still will like it, you know? Anywho, I just want to say some little final thoughts. Thank you guys so much for watching my videos all the way to the end. It means the world to me. If you like this video, definitely subscribe to see more of that Lego City. And tap like, please. Comment down below, let me know which sets you want to add into a Lego City and which ones I should consider because I definitely am totally open to suggestions. will the donut food truck end up actually being my first build into my Lego city? That'd be hilarious because that's not what I meant to happen, but that's okay. Also, pretty soon here, I'm going to be able to engage channel memberships, and I'm super excited about that, so definitely watch out for that, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!